Hello everyone. Hi, this is Jaden. In this episode today, I'd like to share with you about the management of timeline in terms of upgrading from a HDB to a private resale property. One of the most common question and challenge over the years that some of my clients had initially was how to manage the sale of the HDB and the buying process, and also how to make use of the funds from the sale of the HDB to fund their next purchase. This is important to avoid costly mistakes along the way. So I'd like to take this opportunity today to give you some details about it. Yep. So let us look through the flow for upgrading from a HDB to a resale private property. Let's say, for example, today is the 1st of January and you decide to start your plans for the sale of the HDB. You can go to the HDB resale portal to register for intention to sell. At the same time, you can actually look for suitable agent to market your unit for suitable potential buyers. Can be me or other agent. The average time taken is about 1 to 3 months. Can be faster, can be longer, depend on the unit and conditions. So assuming it took you about 3 months to find a suitable buyer for your unit, price agreed, and you decide to issue the option to purchase on the 1st of April. Yep. The buyer has from 1st of April has 21 days to decide whether to proceed with the transaction. So assuming the buyer decides that he or she will proceed with the transaction on the last day on 22nd April, and they decide to exercise, both buyer and seller can submit their application to HDB for processing and approval. So the date of 22 April is the date of exercise, which is also an important date to take note, which I will explain later. Yeah. So after that, both seller and buyer submit their documents to HDB to verify if all documents are in order. During this period of time, probably about 28 days, 24 days, the submission and verification of documents, HDB will send the approval notice to both buyer and seller and fix a completion date. This is one very important date because the completion, coming back to the completion, is actually about 8 weeks later. So assuming we take it as 8 weeks, the completion will likely happen on estimated second week of July, and we take it as 14th of July. This is important because also at this date that the buyer will have to hand over the unit they can no longer stay in the house. They have to move out and vacate the unit. Also on this day, they will go to HDB to sign the relevant handover documents. Plus, on this day, they will actually get their cash proceeds, if any. Yeah. So this is also one very important day which I want to highlight. So there's two things going to happen. You will hand over the unit, you get cash proceeds. However, there's also another important date, which is the CPF refund. If you have used CPF for your HDB, to fund your HDB in terms of installment, down payment, stamp duty, you will only get the refund back to your OA account about 2 weeks after completion. So that is about 1st of August. So this is also important because your CPF will be back to your OA account on this date, in which you can use it to fund your next purchase. So now that you have found a buyer for your HDB, so you can actually move on to make a commitment for your private property, resale private property. In this example, we use a $1 million private resale property as an example. So since the buyer of your HDB have made a commitment of 22nd April, you can actually go ahead and make a commitment to the seller for the private property on the 23rd of April. You can make a 1% payment, which is $10,000 cash or check in this case, in exchange for 14 days option period, and you will need to exercise before 7 May in exchange for another 4%, 40K cash. So at this point you have made the initial 5% payment by cash, and you will need to make another payment to IRAS for the buyer's stamp duty within 14 days of exercise, which is before 21st May in this case. So all in all, your payment in this case would be 74,600 initially by cash. So the balance payment of 95% due will be on completion. So the buyer and seller of course fix a completion beforehand. Usually is 8 to 12 weeks. So in this case, we take 8 weeks, which is completion on 2nd July, which the balance 20% down payment is due, which can be paid by CPF, and the 200,000, and the balance 750, which is 75% by a bank loan. So this is due on the 2nd of July. So if we match it up back to the HDB completion schedule, which is on the 14th of July, and the cash proceeds on 14th July, 1st August you get your CPF back, you will notice that you would actually need to make the payment earlier than the cash and CPF that is coming back to you to finance the new property. So in this case, the time gap of 1 month, you can actually use a bridging loan with the bank to bridge the shortfall in funds during this 1 month period. The advantage of this is that you can get your unit slightly earlier, do some settling down, move some stuff, or do some minor touch up. Yeah. However, you do need to come out with the first 5% and the stamp duty, which is about 74,600 cash first. Yeah, so that is one advantage, yeah, that you can get your unit earlier. So alternatively, if you need the cash proceeds to fund this portion, then you would probably need to time your purchase much later after 14th of July, and you would probably you don't need a bridging loan in this case because funds have already come back by the time it completes. However, you will need to find a temporary place to stay, maybe with your parents, maybe to rent a place short term. Yeah, so that is something that you need to consider because everybody is a little bit different. So of course, if you have questions, just drop me a private message or WhatsApp to me. My number will be flashed at the end of the video. So yeah, so I hope this helps you understand a little bit about the upgrading process from HDB to a private resale property.